Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight's live live session. All right, so please, if you can hear me loud and clear, if you're alive, if you're feeling grateful, if you're feeling powerful, if you're feeling amazing, please do type in the info messages. If you're feeling powerful, if you're feeling low, type exactly why. If you're feeling powerful, type exactly why. And also remember to type exactly where you're joining from this particular session tonight. All right, so I'll be starting maybe in the next 3 minutes. So you only have 3 minutes to do that exercise. If you can hear me loud and clear, please do type how exactly you're feeling and exactly where you're joining in from. Of course, don't forget to type if you have any problems with audio, any problems with the network, type in as well so that we can see how we can establish everything. So Daniel Nonge says volume. If there's anybody who's having issues with the volume, please do let me know as well. If you can hear me loud and clear, please also type in loud and clear, or at least raise your hand so that I can see that people are actually attentive and we are paying attention to everything. Okay, Wezi is feeling powerful. Such great news. Okay, let's keep on typing exactly. If you've got sound not feeling great, missed good entry points today, don't worry, the markets are still coming. The markets are still running. So even though you missed an entry today, tomorrow is going to come, the other day is going to come, and at least you're part of the program where we'll be mentoring tonight. So at least you will be having a privilege and the chance to also be able to analyze literally everything, and of course how you can be executing signals against my analysis is such a good thing that you're actually part of the signal platform, and you are also part of the lessons so that you can have insight on literally everything. When I'm trading, even when I draw something on my chart, you should be able to understand all of that. And in tonight's session, we're hoping that we can establish that as well. Philip in Monze is anxious. He can't wait to start earning. All right, nice. It's very, very interesting to be anxious in Forex. But trust me, Philip, please forget the money aspect when you're actually learning all of this. At least try to focus your energy on making it in this industry. Focus your energy on, learning the industry, learning the skill, and you'll get to the money reward. Before you know it, you actually be making quite a lot of money. Chimuka joining in from Lusaka and is feeling powerful and blessed. Patrick Sonka, loud and clear. I guess the audio is fine because I can see feedback from literally everybody who's joining in tonight. Those that are coming in, Thompson Zulu, welcome. Ruben Wigan, Simfokwe, powerful. Want to change my life this year from Chipata, right at the center of my birthplace. All right. It's a great feeling, and please look forward to have a blessed year, have an interesting year, have a year full of wins, a year that you can actually say that, okay, this is the year that I'm actually dedicating my life. Please, if you're going to dedicate literally almost everything that we're going to teach you in this program, and of course your time, efforts, everything towards making this year better and towards mastering the skill, it will definitely pay off. It will really definitely pay off. So those of you that missed out on previous sessions with Professor Pros, all right, Professor Pros was handling accounts creation, and he was also handling support resistance and trend lines as well. All right, so I won't be really spending so much time on that, but I'll just maybe just touch tip of icebergs on that. But of course, if you missed out on those classes, I am still preparing the best pre-recorded videos that you're going to have yet this 2025. So please, if you're patient with us, we'll definitely deliver to the maximum so that you can get to learn all of these skills as you go on. Trust me, the mentorship is lifetime for one reason, really, because Forex is not something that you can learn literally just today, a week, 2 days, 3 days after, 4 days after, and you learn Forex. That's not possible because you really have to dedicate your time, effort, energy, everything, literally just to learn this particular skill. We have Arins Hacha, who's feeling great, joining from Livala, Lolelanji, feeling well, loud and clear from Dola Mam. It's good to see you on tonight. Wezi Nyurongo, loud and clear, joining from Lusaka West. Regan, struggling with withdrawing my profits. Please do get in touch with me on my WhatsApp and I can establish your issue in case it's a derivative problem, I'll be able to assist on that. If it's a pocket option problem, I'll be able to assist on that. For as long as you're under this mentorship, you are literally allowed to text me at any time. Of course, allow me to reply at any time as well, because my WhatsApp is loaded with messages. Almost everyone is trying to text now because things are getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter every day. Fidelis, feel our feeling powerful. Don't forget to record the live. I'm recording. I'm just hoping that while I'm doing the sharing, I will have a chance to actually, uh, be able to tap sound and video while we do that. Normally, we face challenges when we're recording calls, especially when we're screen sharing. I'm going to be using a laptop for this presentation, so I'm hoping that it allows me to do that while I record and be able to also show everything that I'll be teaching. Kazila Maseka is feeling low. My trading account is disabled from Kawe. Kazila, please tune in to positive energy, stop feeling low, and make sure that you get to the highest level of energy, highest echelon level of energy, so that you can get the best out of this. Your trading account being disabled doesn't mean that this is actually the end of the journey. It's you trying to learn that problem so that in future, in case you have somebody who's trying to join under you has a trading problem, you can fix that. But to fix that as well, please do get in touch with support on 24/7. When you log in into your derivative, just find the live chat, get in touch with the live chat, and they'll be able to assist you on your trading account. Joshua Mango, loud and clear. Lusaka Madrin, feeling great. Alasana, love from Gambia. Awesome. We are crossing borders. It's good to hear from you. I'm honored to be, a mentor for somebody who's actually international tonight. Melvin from Livingston, feeling great. Just having a problem with the network here. I'm hoping that the recording will proceed at the end so that I can share this as soon as we are done with the session. All right, I haven't shared any recordings, but I think this you need to have it on recording as we proceed. Mutale Singh Kana joining from Kitwe, feeling low. My account is almost blown. It hasn't gone well with me. Right, it's very expected for you to blow your account. You're still in the learning process. So please, as I always emphasize, while you're in the learning process of this game, try by all means to practice your strategy on a demo, to practice whatever it is you're trading. Could it be signals or could it be on strategy? Try by all means to practice on a demo. Of course, if you make some profits, try by all means to save those profits so that it can save you for eternity. Philip, do you also conduct physical lessons? Unfortunately, no. We've cut out all physical lessons as of now. I think once we clear the students that we're having currently, we're only having about 2 students that we are hosting under physical this year, and that is it for between now and March. After that, we'll announce if we proceed with physical classes or not. Of course, this January we are not conducting the physical classes because this is when we're working on a place that you can be doing physical classes, and as well we're making sure that we're done with everything. I'm a Christian, so my years start with fasting. So I'm doing the 21 days Daniel fast. All right. So literally all that time I want to really just dedicate it to being here and being able to have my personal space. Tafadzwa Chiamuro joining from Kafiwe, Kezila, funded my XM, Jonathan, and loud and clear. Okay, I think that's it to the shout outs for everybody that has managed to text in tonight. All right, so I'm so excited to deliver what I can in the short battery life that I have on my PC. I think I should have at least a good battery to work with. So I think it shouldn't be much of a problem to deliver that I have expected. So firstly, I want just to answer a few questions, especially questions that I normally receive on a daily from students, that all of you that are under my mentorship, some of you that are not under my mentorship, I don't even know who is who. But hey, most people ask me this question: how much money do I start with on Forex trading? All right. But what I feel the real thing here is people want me to tell them, okay, if you can have X amount of money, you can times X this amount, and then you get X results. All right. So please, for you to get started with Forex, you need 0 USD. Okay, you need 0 USD because there is a demo account that will allow you to practice your skill, practice your strategy, and you can analyze from a demo account on how you're trading on demo account. For as long as you're trading realistically, you should be able to backtest and analyze and understand your strategy and how much you take per trade. While you're practicing that skill, you get to harness it more and more and more until you become a level where you're actually finding a trade without retracement is in profit. All of that comes with practice, comes with time. Okay, and some people ask me, how long can it take for somebody to become profitable? How long can it take for somebody to learn Forex? Trust me, friends, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. You're going to spend almost this whole year, if not 6 months of this year, okay, just to really understand what support and resistance and trend lines are. Okay, you'll be able to draw some trend lines, especially if you're starting from scratch. You'll be able to draw some trend lines, you'll be able to draw some support resistance zone, but oftentimes you get to fail on those entries. Why? Because you lack an entry model before you understand everything, and it's going to take you some time, really going to take you some time of practice. So please try by any means possible. If you're trading your own strategy, or if you found a strategy that works for you, practice it on a demo until you're profitable. Don't be too excited with the blues. Be very sure, be very concise that this works. I've tried it a million times. I've tried it X times and it has worked X amount of times and it has failed X amount of times. Once you understand the X amount of times it has failed, then you analyze, where do I go wrong? Where do I make a mistake? All right, where don't I touch? What happens each time that I enter a trade? So until you analyze those mistakes, that is when you can start to become profitable. All right, if you have some prior skill to Forex, it's not going to take you so much time. And of course, since you'll be under this mentorship, we'll be trying by all means to make sure that you understand the things that we're going to be teaching you. But what I'm trying to tell you here, I'm trying to condition your minds to prepare for the pre-recorded information that's going to come. Just because you've been provided with information to utilize does not mean that you necessarily have to consume everything all at once and want to try everything all at once. Consume what you can. Ask yourself, what have I learned from this lesson? What have I understood from this lesson? Once you establish that, you will be able to know whether or not you're ready for this journey or not. But if you're somebody who is willing to want to make $1 million tomorrow, who is willing to go and make thousands tomorrow, who is willing to go make hundreds and thousands of dollars tomorrow, if you're that kind of a person, please, I need you to be very patient, and I need you to really take your time with harnessing the skill. Trust me, without the skill, you keep losing, and Forex can be frustrating because you're losing money, especially if you're having too much anxiety to want and trade on a real account. You will keep losing money if you haven't harnessed the skill. So if you take so much time in harnessing the skill will definitely pay off. I'm speaking this because I'm speaking from general experience. I've experienced losses before, losses that I can't even count, because those losses were hitting me in days when I had nothing, all right? And those are the ones that pain the most, almost made me give up on the journey, and I don't want you to go through those footsteps. And you can avoid that by making sure that you master your strategy before you actually fund in your real money, before you actually fund in on your real account. All right, so if you're not ready to do that, please feel free to exit the class whenever you can. Of course, there will be no refunds because you've already received information that you're here for. But if you want to exit, please just exit and be very quiet about your exit. I don't want to know that you've quit the program. I don't want to know that you've quit trading. I just want you to be very extra quiet, all right? Really quiet, and don't tell me anything about you quitting trading. If you know that you're someone who's going to give up, don't come in my DMs telling me that I have quit Forex because of ABCD. You're just a failure, all right? You must learn to understand that failures are here to build us, okay? So I am speaking this because I want to condition the kind of mindset that we should be having while we are approaching this industry. It's not a get-rich-quick industry. It's a get-rich-sure. So if you're getting there rich-sure, you need to be sure about your decisions, you need to be sure about the things that you're doing, and you need to be 100% concise about your decisions that you're making every single day. All right? Trust me, if you look at how I trade, most of you that trade with me on my signals, if you look at how I trade, if you watch the charts, immediately when there is a pump in the market, I will screenshot and I will send on my signal platform, and I will show you that this is a pump. If there's a dump, I'll show you this is a dump. Okay, I will literally show you that. Why? Because I spend unlimited time just looking at candlesticks. While I am teaching here, I feel like I need to be looking at candlesticks. Not that I do not know the skill, I want to see literally every minute of the trade that I'm in and be able to monitor when I'm going to get out, when I'm going to enter again in case it starts to go in my direction. All right, so meaning you as well need to spend too much time in focusing on what really happens if you want to be a master in the skill. I'm not giving you breadcrumbs so that you can just, no, I'm giving you real data, but for you to utilize it, you need to really pay attention to the things that go on a chart and be able to anticipate what will happen next. And you only be able to know what is going to happen next if you have taken time to observe what really happens during the process. If you don't spend time watching exactly what happens during the process, you will not be able to know what may happen next if you don't observe. The first day that you put clothes on your whatever, wherever you hang your clothes from, your line, the first day that you put clothes there, the first day that it rained, probably you didn't even know that it was going to soak your clothes. You only knew that the rains are going to soak your clothes, or you only knew that the rains can get you wet when you're walking in them after experiencing it. So now you know that, okay, if it rains, I'm going to get soaked. If there's anything outside, it's going to get soaked. It's the same with Forex. If you're not in the process to understand the experience, you won't be able to know what will come next. In as much as we can have accurate information giving us past data, information, all of those candlesticks, previous support, previous zones, they're only there to help us to understand what can happen next. But trust me, things can change anytime. The future is not guaranteed, and anything can switch, anything can change. Before you know it, gas prices can be high tomorrow. Before you know it, milli prices can drop tomorrow. It's not that because, oh, okay, milli if it drops, it can drop only to a certain amount. It can drop to an even lower amount. We don't really know that because the future is not guaranteed. It's the same Forex, it's the same industry. All right. So while you understand this, please take so much time in making sure that you are perfecting the craft by observing what happens. If you're somebody who goes to work every day, trust me, I'm not going to lie to you, this will be a little bit hard for you to learn. If you're somebody who goes to work every day, spends so much time working, this is going to be a little bit harder or rather longer to learn compared to somebody who will be spending time observing these candlesticks, observing everything that you'll be seeing during the charts. Literally, okay? If you will be that kind of a person who wants to just trade when you have money, you are free, you don't even do anything, you don't even go to work, but you only want to trade when you have money, then you will fail in this industry. If you're that kind of a person who works every day, goes to work, and when you have a salary, that is when you want to fund your account, then you look at the charts and you try and remember what you learned from Mr. Toa, what you learned from Professor Prost, you try and remember, then you want to trade, you will lose more times compared to somebody who's harnessing the skill. If you know that you work every day, in the days that you're not having your money, in the days that you're not having your salary, in the days that you're not having money that you've gotten from wherever, take your time, practice on a demo account. If your real account gets blown, rush quickly back on the demo account, same entry, forget the emotions, forget the losing money, try again on a demo and see where exactly you made a mistake. Because you've blown your account, because your account is gone, does not mean that you need to close the MT5 app. It does not mean that you need to close your TradingView app. It does not mean that you need to literally even delete the app from your phone. You need to get on a demo, analyze your mistakes, and see where did I go wrong. If you don't have time to check where did I go wrong, then everything that we're going to teach you is in vain. All right. So I hope that's clear. I hope that's understood. If that's clear and understood, please can I see some people typing in clear and understood before I proceed to try and tackle just a few things on the chart, what we can look at, especially when we're looking for entry positions, and how we can utilize entries, short time frame trading, maximizing it with huge incomes, maximizing it with huge lots, maximizing with huge volume, so that you can be able to make quite a lot of money. I can see a lot of people understand exactly what I'm trying to put across here, and I think can proceed almost immediately. All right, so I'm going to be opening my trading view from here, and I'll be sharing exactly what you can be expecting on the charts while you are trading. All right, So just hold on. Let me quickly just type it in. All right. Let me quickly just type it. So I'll be using my PC, but please, almost all the information that I'll be doing here tonight, you can literally do it on a phone. But if you're using TradingView on a phone, I prefer either you rotate your phone and you put your phone in rotation, even though you're using MT5 anyway, you still have to rotate your phone while you are trading. So if you want to have clear view of the charts, then most definitely you need to make sure that you rotate your phone. All right, so I'll be checking through. Let me quickly just share my screen with all of you tonight. Okay, I need to turn down now because I need to get to teaching mode. Okay, so okay, if my screen is clear, please, can I see? Can I see? Okay. All right. So friends, this we're looking at here, this is just a general chart. I can use any chart because this information applies almost on all charts. Okay. I think you dealt with time frames when dealing with support and resistance as well as trend lines. So I'm not going to spend so much time in explaining which time frame what happens where. All right, so this is a 24-hour daily time frame, and from looking at this chart alone, before I draw anything, I am able to determine that this chart is respecting the trend line structure. From the things you've learned, you should be able to recognize that this chart is respecting a trend line structure. Okay, just by looking, literally. You can look at when a chart is respecting support resistance. You can look at when a chart is respecting trendline structure. An example of when a chart is respecting support resistance is somewhere around here where you have, these are daily candles. So these are very long areas. These are very long areas. Trust me, friends, very long areas. Okay, so this is what you get. So resistance here, and support somewhere around here. Major support is here, but if we dig down, we find even lower time frame supports. Okay, so you can see support, resistance there. This is an example of when a chart is following support and resistance, and an example when a chart is following trend line is here. Also, you can see that here charts were falling perfectly into this trend line kind of thing. Okay, forced breakout, then it continued falling in the trend line. This is an example when a chart is following trend line. This is an example when a chart is following an uptrend. This is not really an example of a trend. This is not a trend. This is not a trend. This is just, charts reacting. This is not a trend. Of course, in higher time frames, because I'm speaking about higher time frames. If you look at lower time frames, you can find some, zones, areas, trends, whatever. But this is not a trend because the trend needs to have a higher low, a low high, or a higher high and a higher low. Okay, this is not a trend as well. This is a trend. Okay, this is a trend here because we have those higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. What are those? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Okay, so now here, just Jesus Christ. Oh, snap. My PC is like, oh, snap. All right. I think it's too much data overload. Okay, am I still in? Am I back? Am I clear? Am I loud? Okay, so from the look of things here, from the look of this structure, you should be able to identify that this is an uptrend structure. Okay, why? Because there's a low here, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And you can connect these dots, this higher low, this higher low, this higher low, and that higher low, okay, to determine the trend structure and the trend pattern of this particular trend. Okay, you can see that. That's how I identified this zone. Let me make them a little bit larger so that we can be easily seeing from our end there. Okay, I think that's better. Then again, we have here again higher low, higher low, higher low. Oh, sorry, this is higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So this is the lowest. It touched, it touched, it touched. So clean. This chart is respecting trend lines. Okay, it's really respecting trend lines. All right, so this is what we can see in our daily time frame. So now let me tell you something about Forex. The structure that you analyze in your daily time frame. Okay, most viable area that I can spot in my daily here is this area here. Why? Because this area is acting as a zone of support and resistance. Look at that. Look, comes down here, breaks out, retest, and it pushes higher. There's another zone here. If you look at that, so in within this trend is forming support resistance. So I'm combining two concepts, support resistance in a trend line. Okay, this zone here broken out and it continues pushing higher. Okay, these are daily candles. Same applied to this level here. You can look at this candle, the way it melted, the daily candle. It melted really quickly when it touched this zone. Why? Because it was a support. So it came back in the area, touched support, and it pushed a little bit higher, going to all of those levels. Why? Because these levels can act again. So once you determine these levels in your daily time frame, these levels can be like zones that you can be looking at trades, zones that you can be looking at entries, zones that you can be looking at possible retracements and all of that. So when the market is racing against highest levels here, you need to understand where is it going. You can only understand and determine whether a market is going higher if there is more zones on the top where the market is trying to respect. So trading view is only allowing me this far, but there's a zone somewhere here. If you're looking at MT5 in monthly candles, there's a zone right above there. Then this zone here that I'm looking at here is almost the same zone around here. Okay, if you push all the way here, so yeah, it's almost. It just changed where, but if we force it, things, if we force things, we can find it. If we force it there, we can find this zone is still viable because trust me, look, pin from here, then all the way, and this is almost exactly where this line touched. Okay, so we can force things there and we can say it happened that way. Sometimes forcing things doesn't work, so draw them as you see them. Okay, so friends, this is what we can see in our 24-hour time frame. So firstly, my framework on this market can be, this market is either seeking to break this trend line, okay, and continue targeting these lows, targeting all of these lows all the way up to somewhere here. That is my first framework of this market. Why can this market do that? Because trust me, friends, how can I put this? These zones that we're drawing, the thing that engineers them, or what really determines, Mr. Ruben, please kindly mute your mic, thank you. So these zones that we're drawing, support, resistance, what, they are all determined by, how can I put it? It's levels where the market has left money that they need to come and get so that they can have enough push to go a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Okay, so for example, if the market violates a certain zone and it forms a zone above, I'll explain in this scenario, it forms a zone above, it's like it becomes thirsty and hungry for that zone. Okay, so when it drops, for example, the way it dropped here, okay, the way it dropped from here, look, the market dropped all the way here, and it has been low. Nothing has touched this zone here so far. So the market was hungry for all of this period of time. These are 24-hour candles. This is probably the whole year or 2 years. So it was hungry all of this while just to come and eat the money that is here. Okay, so it was like a magnetic force that was all of this, it was all of this zone was a magnetic force that was pulling all of this, and finally it succeeded. It ate the money that was there. So because the money that was there was sweet, it engineered more to say, okay, fine, let me even go more. I thirst for more. It thirsted for more here, came down, ate that money. Okay, and then here again, it has tested for more. So there are also higher possibilities that it can want to eat this Kamani here that is here. okay, thirsting for more, and it can eat this money that is here because it's hungry for this money. Or if the thirst for here is done, okay, if the thirst for here is done, the money here, it has chowed everything. Now the market is thirsty to come and eat the money that is here. Okay, look at all of this downforce pulling now. It hasn't been touched, it hasn't been approached yet. Okay, so please forget time frame, forget time frame. This happens in all time frames. So forget where I'm looking at. I'm giving you general structure here. So now the market can be hungry for this money that is down here. So by any means possible, this thing, it can push all the way until it chows this Kamani that is here, drops a little bit lower. Why? Because it's hungry for that zone. It's hungry to take the money in that zone. Okay? Why I'm teaching you this, because when you're trading, you need to trade like the market. You need to trade like the broker. You need to think like a broker. You're not thinking like a trader. No, you're looking at where is the next money to eat. So these monies that are there to eat, this is what forms liquidity. This is what you understand. Liquidity, 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 liquidity. It's the hunger for the market to want to eat that command. It's what makes it run. It's what makes it move. The hunger to go and eat. So here it can be hungry and it can hunt down all the way here. But that can only start to happen when it breaks this trend line. And trust me, you can see how long it took for it to just eat this Kamani. So it can take even a lot of time, or it can take less time. We don't know. It can come all the way. Trust me, it can go red, 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 red until it chows this money here and starts to target this money that it left up and down. So, meaning if we are going forward in a year, let's imagine that this market has red, 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 red all the way here. Meaning this zone will become a new entry where this market can be hungry to want and eat this money in due course. So if it reds all the way, if it's just going up, meaning it's definitely targeting this area, which can take a lot of time. We don't know how long this can take. So for now, we just anticipate. Okay, that is the first anticipation you can have. Second anticipation you can have is you can master a pattern from what the market is doing and try by all means to determine what can happen next following the pattern that the market is respecting. So what pattern is it respecting here? So it drives a little bit higher. Okay, firstly, before it drove all the way there, it created a zone here, okay, where it was hungry. It left the hunger there. Then it moved and ate that money, okay. Then it came down, bounced here. It left upper. It was hungry. Then it pushed all the way higher and ate again that money. And again, it came back to the zone where it had started, where it ate from. It came back and it ate this money that is left here and it has come here. So possibilities can be there that it can want to eat this money and come back to retest for more hunger. It can want to eat again that money and it can want to test more and more and more and more and more. Okay, that's how the market works. So once it takes out a certain area, a high, it becomes hungry again to take out another. It becomes hungry again to take out another. Same applies when it takes out a low. It can become hungry, it can take down this, again it can become hungry to take down this, and it can become hungry to take down this. The market can form a structure just here where it has taken this low, comes back here, then it takes down again this low, comes back here, then it takes down this low, and it continues now again, takes down that high, again it takes down that high, and again it takes down that high. It can do that. And we are not masters to anticipate this move. We don't really know. You can only know if you are on the market and you're paying attention to what is going on the market. It can do this. And trust me, it can respect the same structure all the way until, in fact, when it chows this money, it needs to be even lower here, somewhere here, to deep, then it starts to climb a little bit higher. So the market only gains more strength to go lower when it takes out a high. And the market gains even more strength when it takes out a low. So when it's taking out lows, it gains more strength to go more higher. When it takes down a high, it gains more strength to go lower. So what I'm trying to say here, if you're trying to be a trader, a real trader buys when the market is selling, and a real trader sells when the market is buying. What do I mean? Do I mean when it's buying in a trend, now you sell? No. What I mean is the way it's buying in a trend, because you've identified the trend, as it goes lower, because it's selling, you can catch an opportunity to buy alongside the trend. If it's coming lower and it's buying, you can catch an opportunity to sell alongside the trend. If the trend starts to reverse, it changes direction, you can catch even a better opportunity to ride with it while it changes direction. Okay, so all of this you're looking at here is a day worth of price movement. A day of price movement. Now, the beauty of candles can only be observed, or the beauty of the charts can only be observed. Imagine this. Imagine if you've been given a chance, okay? I'm not going to speak about anything spectacular or anything special. Imagine somebody just calls you, or you have a friend of yours who is a doctor and just calls you in a lab and says, "Woi, bwerakono." Somebody was calling. Somebody is calling actually. Delete. Delete the call. Am I still on? If I'm on, can I see some thumbs up? If I'm on, can I see some hands or thumbs up? Okay. So imagine this. A friend of yours, a doctor friend, calls you and says, "Boy, come here. I want to show you the structure of a leaf on a microscope." Have you ever seen a leaf on a microscope? No, I haven't. Number, I think you can be speaking that English. Why monopoly leaf? You can be speaking Bembo Nyanja. But anyway, I'll use it in the English phrase. So somebody calls you over and says, "Come and see a leaf on a microscope." I think that would be something exciting to see. I think, something interesting to see. If I was called to have a privilege to even just look at my skin on a microscope, anything on a microscope, even just looking at a glass on a microscope. Okay, somebody says the screen is not visible. Anyone else having struggles with the screen? Anybody having struggles with the screen? Okay, the screen is moving very... Okay, let me quickly cut the share and come back. All right, but if my vocal is clear, please let me know. The voice is clear. Okay, thank you. Stop presenting and start presenting the entire screen just now. Okay, hide that, advanced. Okay, screen please. Okay, so I would be interested to see something on a microscope. I would be interested to look at juice on a microscope. I would be interested to look at water molecules on a microscope. So if you can be interested to look at something on a microscope, please type in "I'm interested." If you're not interested, I'm not going to proceed. If you are interested to look at something on a microscope, if somebody calls you, if I call you today, say, "Come and look at something on a microscope," would you be interested? Yes. Why? Because you want to see the structure of that particular thing. Okay, I can see those. I'm interested. Thank you. You want to see the structure of that thing. You want to see how it's forming, how it's building, how it's taking shape, all of that. So once you have your framework on the market, now you can start digging deeper into your microscopic view, 8-hour time frame. What can I see in my 8-hour time frame? The market is only hungry if it takes down a low. The market is only hungry if it takes down a low. So if it's in an uptrend, you've drawn your lines on an uptrend, You've drawn your zones of support resistance on an uptrend. Now you start looking for lows where the market can target and the market can hit that low so that it can gain more strength. These lows, they can be found in various areas, and trust me, all of them almost act the same way. If a low has been taken, the market tends to expand higher, especially if that low is close to your analysis. If the low is close to your analysis and it has been taken, then most definitely the market can engineer enough strength to go higher. So here, the way we are in an uptrend, we are looking for lows because once those lows have been taken, the market can go higher. Let's pay attention to something closely here. So we had this day. So this chart you are seeing, for me, I've put period separators. So period separators separate these. Let me change the separators a little bit so that they can be as clear and as concise as possible. My right click is misbehaving. Violet, I need a mouse. I need a new mouse. Team. Oh, what have I done? What have I did? Period separators. Jesus Christ. Derive its session breaks here. Session breaks. Okay. But trading view, normal trading view is period separators. So these orange areas, I don't know if they look better. I can't see them. Can you see the orange lines? The Capilani horizontal, Capilani vertical. Can you see the orange lines? The ones that are separating areas. Okay. Benson can't see them. Okay, let me see if I can change them to black. I think you can see them in black. Or make them a little bit, I'll put them into lines. But lines will be very distracting. I've put them into lines. Okay, so these lines that you're seeing, this looks ugly. The lines that you're seeing here, now, they separate days. So remember we're looking at daily time frames. Now we're on a microscopic view. So on this microscopic view, my microscope, it does not necessarily show the cells. It will show you the days separated. So 8 hours, each day has got 3 8-hour candles. 1 to 3 day, 1 to 3 day, 1 to 3 day, 1 to 3 day. So if there is a low in a day, you can start pinpointing those lows and you can see their effects. We'll start from when the market was coming down. So the market was coming down to analysis. What did it find? It found this zone here that it had broken and it came back to. See that? And it came back to. Okay, so when it came back to this low, this is now on a higher time frame, but this happens even on a 1 minute chart, friends. Forget the time frame, look at things as they are. These happen on a 1 minute chart. These happen on every second chart, even a 3-second chart. If you can have access to that, you see this information. All right, so you can see that on this day, the red candle, the last time it popped was somewhere here. This was the last low of the day. I don't use this guy. Let me make it thicker. But when they're thick, they're not neat. You need to be so sometimes derivative you can't even see it happen. So this low, it was not taken out, but the market started buying. You can see boom, boom. But where did we go? Nowhere. Came back, came back, came back, came back. Here it bought. Why? Because it took down. Okay, let me go down to the daily again. So when the market came here, it came here, equal lows. You can buy on equal lows if you are scalping, for example. You can find an entry on equal lows if you are scalping. So this was just a scalp move. That was like a 16-hour move. But you wouldn't be able to be in the move because of this candle here. This week was deadly. So it was just an 8-hour move, very tricky. So when it came, when it formed these equal lows, it bought not for a long time, not until this low was taken by this week here. Sorry, I'm going to quickly delete this, but please understand this is a zone, okay? But I'm going to quickly delete it for more clarity. All right, so when it took down this low here, low taken out, then it pushed with strength. Again, it was manipulated, the market came back, it came back, formed another low here. So on the previous day, how many lows did it leave? It left a low where here on the other day, it left the low here, and it left a low here and a low here. Okay, and you can see that when the market took down this low and took down this low, it lowered all the way here. If you pin this point in lower time frames, there is the same structure that I'm presenting to you right now. In lower time frames, you can find this structure. The market took down this low and it bought, and again it came back. It was taking down some lows in lower time frames. These are 8-hour candles, so it can come down. It's at liberty. Okay, even if it's been designed to reach this far, it reached in the time it was given to reach this far. The downfall wasn't anything, but it still pushed higher and it touched this. Okay, but again it didn't go far because there were still some lows pending here. Serious lows were pending, and it was rushing to touch our trend line somewhere around here, and our zone, this is our zone of support resistance. So we expect markets to consolidate a little bit. Then the market again engineered a low where it engineered a low here, and it ended this day in just taking lows. Okay, so when it took down that low, it started the following day by taking down, look at this low here, look at this low, there's a low here. Trust me, this candle melting here, okay, let me delete this. This melting of a candle here, you could have caught some 1 hour or 30 minutes move. When it took down this low, it melted all the way here, because this information indicates that this candle was dropping, then it touched here. This is a bearish candle, it closed here. So it was dropping, then when it took down a low here, it started going higher and it closed here. But then another one opened and it started going even lower to take down the previous day low. So the low was taken down, then this candle started expanding again and started going up. Then it was lowered a little bit, bam, it took down some lows in lower time frames here, and the market only pushed higher when it evaporated all of these lows. If you pay attention to the information here in lower time frames, you'll find there was a forced breakout here, and the market pushed all the way up to somewhere around this area. Then again, the market just came down, and it touched here. Because it was close to a trend line now, it started wiping out lower time frame lows, lower time frame lows, lower time frame lows here, lower time frame low. It kept wiping them until it gained more strength to push even higher and higher and higher and higher. The same information happened here. It was leaving lows, lows, lows. Now, this is a different scenario. Because the market, I've lost my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, it's back. The market was now on a trend line. So because it's on a trend line, it formed this pattern. And when it touched the trend line, what did it do? It started pushing higher and higher and higher and higher. And right now, it's reacting on a trend line, and the candles are consolidating. So possibly, this market may want to go higher. But sometimes it can go low, so it takes down like a certain low here. So when you're observing the chart, either you can wait for the market, because you need to be in 100% observation. Either the market can go after it takes down this low, but also don't disrespect the fact that this is also another low that it has formed. So after taking down this low, it can start buying literally from there where it is now. And you can continuously assess and observe this information by even going lower to lower time frames, 4-hour time frame, and you're checking what is happening in my 4-hour time frame. There was a push of pressure for buyers, then it came back to a test around the same area. Now it's reacting on the same area. So either this market wants to take down this low, or it wants to take down this low before it can properly buy. Okay, so we're marking out these lows bit by bit. Then again, you go to your 2-hour time frame and check what is happening in my 2-hour time frame. Okay, 2-hour time frame, the market seems to have wiped out a lot of lows here. You can see there's a lot of lows here that formed in 2 hours, and they've been all taken down. by this deadly candle. All right, but there are still some lows pending here. Sometimes it can go all the way, sometimes it cannot. So, but here you can see there's a wick here, around here. Let's pin down. I'm going to delete this again. Okay, since we already know the information here, this is the zone. So here you can see that there is a wick here and it was respected like that. Okay, so now we are looking to say, okay, what I'm trying to do here, I don't really know what was here in my 2-hour time frames, but I can see that there was a rejection somewhere here. So I need to assess this information even more, because now nitumbula mundu hapa in a microscope, nitumbula pang'ono pang'ono. So I'm checking a very sticker. So I've marked out this zone and I can see that this zone pounced. Now it has pounced again. Why has it pounced? Because it has taken down a low here. There's a low here, it has taken down. So it's bouncing higher. So in these 2 hours, what is happening in my 1 hour? In my 1 hour, what is happening here on this particular market? Well, after it has taken down this low. Oh, so it was consolidating around the trend line. It has taken down some lows, some lows, some low, but it's still reacting with a bearish candle. Is it the right time to buy? It may be, because it's better to buy a candle that is going red, then it turns into blue, than buying a candle that is already blue and it starts melting. So sniper entries are found around these same areas. Now here we're just searching. What information can we find here? Remember, if it fails around here, there are more lows the market needs to take down here. And of course, here now there's a serious area that has been engineered. This area you're seeing here, boo, I don't know how to explain this one. Okay, it goes up. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, not as technical as it can be. It goes up, then it presents a red candle, then a blue candle appears. So this was the most viable area where this market started buying from. Okay, so this area here, sometimes it can have its effects. So you mark it as well, this area, you mark it also. Trust me, when the market touches here, it will have even more strength to go higher and higher and higher. So now it's reacting. It has reacted around this same zone. It has touched and it's expanding, going higher and higher and higher. If you're a busy man, you can buy from here, put your stop loss here. If you're a busy man, if you are tawa if you're trading, if you're kuposa market, you can buy, put your stop loss here, aim for this engineered liquidity here, engineered liquidity here. This is what was engineered here. Hivi vichongo vyemuona hapa vindalama hivi, so market ivifuna hivi vindalama vile hapa. So while the market is targeting this vindalama, you can be with the market, or sometimes ungapeleka chemnyanso ngati ndo wakamanda, ungapeleka chemnyanso atenga kuka hapa ungatengeko hapa, because hapa izaboyimirira market most definitely ikanyamuka. So here we are observing under the 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's go down to the golden time frame, which is M15, and observe what candles are forming. Umu manje ndemwe timalanganira ma candles. Okay, so umu yalasamo, boom, it has taken, look, it has taken what? It has taken down this low here. It was wiped and now it's buying. So immediately when it's wiped, friends, me, what I do is I buy and I put my stop loss here. Kakakwelako pang'ono. This is where I go now nuts. Even if I'm doing anything, I stop. Talking to anyone, I stop. Ikabwerera cheka waipa low, bam, I'm buying here. Immediately it wipes this low. I am going down to my 1 minute. Very serious about this. So here I'm even almost excited about the entry. 1 minute candles. Once it touches here, trust me, before it even touches, I would have already started buying here. Once I see this candle, just my anxiety could have started buying here. Immediately kakakwera, I trail. Kakabwerera, I'm getting cut out. I'm waiting for another opportunity for this low to be taken out now. This same one, it has formed in 1 minute. I wait for it to be taken out here. When it gets taken out, boom, I'm buying again immediately. I see a blue candle. Immediately goes up, it cuts me, I wait again, just like that. But if I see that it's a viable entry, sometimes I can wait. When it goes higher, it even consolidates up. I'm trailing my entries sniper here, then as it expands there, I'm in the trade. If it goes a bit higher, friends, you are seeing these small time frame things. All of these are smaller time frame liquidity zones. You can enter here, large volume, get your money here. Even here, this is a liquidity volume, liquidity formed in lower time frames. Hapa ni vindalama venze hapa market. Once it took out lows, yakwela watenga tundalama, big volume, you're out. You wait again, you are playing with candles like that. Very deadly way to do it though, but you need to be sure that, okay, at least either you are good at catching it when it's low, or you are good at catching it when it starts to escape. There are times when you can't catch a sniper and the market has escaped. You can mark out these 1 minute zones on your charts now. I prefer using a phone. Trust me, I see these things better than TradingView. I don't know why. Please buy an iPhone. You'll see how good it will turn your life. So now, here, I use Samsung all the way, but buy an iPhone for trading. Here, breaking up, boom, it comes back, it retests, buy, stop loss here. Mweneka kwelera kupangono hapa, trail. Markets like V25, Deriv can allow you to trail almost immediately the candle goes. If you're observing on your phone, immediately after a push, you can trail your stop losses. If you don't know how to trail a stop loss, in the videos that I'll be doing, I'll instruct you. But also, there's a video that I did on Facebook, how to trade with zero losses. I already did that video, but I'll revise it in the entry method that we'll be using when I'm delivering on the videos. Okay, if you are a person who doesn't have a very big account, you don't have a skill, you don't even know how to trade properly, you can wait, guys. You can wait for serious movements. When it breaks out, it forms my yatete, it will come back, yatete, touch this zone, you can buy. With your stop loss, where stop loss, you buy here, when it comes back, then you take some liquidity, you take some money there. If you want, you can write it to this zone, because now you're sure that it's going to this zone. Stop loss here. Once it buys ikavendelako, you set your stop loss yangala kumwamba, break even. Now you start observing. If it cuts you, you repeat. It cuts you, you repeat. The way that I trade is, once I have the general structure, once I analyze everything and I'm done with the analysis, I go down to my 1 minute time frame candles and I start looking for entries. After I'm done with my M15, everything, I've observed everything, I already have a framework and I can buy this particular market. I can sell if it goes above here, consolidates, takes down even this level of liquidity here that was engineered, levindalama paja ya market. Ungazitenga pangono soup while you're waiting for it to go even higher and higher and higher and higher. If you enter the kumalos, panivindalama, but lot size for even H50, even H25, even H30, even H100, it's a lot of money. Okay, but you can only put those lot sizes depending on the account size. Okay, so friends, entry model yanga, but trust me, if you want to be good at this industry, you need to pay attention to the things that are going on literally all the time. What is the reaction of this trend line? Trust me, it can play around here until it takes down malos zenangweaja inatamakinga aya. So if you see that it's setting, you can set it until the lows here. If you want, you can set it until these lows here, but it cannot go that far. Why? Because it is now reacting on our trend line. So once you do if you get lost, if you ever get lost in your 1 minute candles, always adjust to 5 minute time frames, 15 minute time frames, so that you can look at structure when forming here. So that is akuyofye. The way it's dropping like this, it can continue dropping. But if it has broken this trend line, what you can wait for is go down to a 15 minutes time frame. Now, if it breaks this trend line, you go down to your 15 minutes time frame, because now it's just reacting on the trend line. It's reacting on the trend line, but that's the best time to buy, especially when it's following the prevailing trend, the trend that is currently going on. If it breaks out, it will always come back to retest the same zone and eat some certain highs before it goes even lower. So apa ifuna ndalama zili apa market ifuna idie, so it will keep playing around here and it will go higher and higher and higher. If you trust your analysis and you trust your setup very well, you will build with time. This is not even a viable entry yet. I can be observing this while it happens in real time in 1 minute candles and properly checking what it's doing until I find my sniper, then I can stop. But if you've got hope in your trust and your analysis, you can enter when you know that, okay, here the market looks like it has done something sweet. Then you can enter from there and you keep buying the market with a stop loss below, and you wait for all the atete to happen below your stop loss, then it can go higher. But right now it's showing some selling strength. So this selling strength for me, it can be interesting news that this market either wants to eat this high or this low, or it wants to eat these lows here. Ndiye tutatomaona chena marking ache kapena ngachani ka marking apa Mr. Top. Mwana pocheka white pa screen. Ndiye utren ma marking. Ni langana kakadi apa. So most viable entry for me, for my low, most viable low that I can pay attention to use history is this one. This one, ikadiye mabai. Because it has to come back to retest this trend line. I'll buy, I'll trail. If I see that it's reacting here, I'll go down and I'm out. So here now, you patiently wait. Honestly, here you patiently wait. When the market is doing this, you just wait patiently until your setup comes up. But trust me, it's targeting either this or this. Ikaja yo buys mpaka kumamba kwa maeneo up, mpaka ibwelele up. It will buy until that area. But remember, like I said, even in the beginning of the class, the market can go down and it can go and eat the lows. It can red all the way until it hammers. What is where? What is down here? Or even goes all the way until it's down here. So the only thing that can save you from this drama is if you observe in real time, 5-minute candles, what is happening here on this chart. You wait for your perfect moment, full confirmation. I'll also show you how to use some indicators like the RSI, how you can set it up so that it can give you confidence of when to buy and when to sell with pressure following the RSI. If the pressure builds, trust me, simasovera na maningi market, so it will build all the way higher. But now, trust upper, from what I'm looking at, it's either targeting this low here, ndalama zili hapa, ifuneka hii first. Verify ngakoti hapa. Because from the time it went, it has never come back here. So it has to bwelera up. Then it goes. But that cannot happen. Why? Because it is a trend line and it has engineered vimaloa hapa vambili. So yapanga ndalama zinangu hapa. Zambili yazipanga. Then it can go higher and higher and higher and higher. From this same level, it can go. Stop loss up, panyas. It can go just from here. Don't fear the volatility. When the market is volatilitying on you, that's why it's called volatility. If the market is volatilitying on you, just close the MT5, put a stop loss, put a take profit, drink some coffee, or exercise. Anything that can help you to solve your problems at that particular moment will be useful. So friends, I think my PC is almost down. So let me quickly stop this recording and hoping that the recording